if a suspicious email comes in, what happens to from point A of getting that email to actually the breach?
So typically speaking, someone will receive an email either with an invoice attached or something like that, which will direct them to a website that looks legitimate.
So
and
a link, they click the link.
Right. And then, so they're going to be asked for certain types of information to sign into the account. Sometimes they're asked for social security numbers. Sometimes they're asked for tax ID numbers, company principals, things of that sort. So the bottom line is, if you even think it's suspicious, it probably is. You're going to want to double check it. So I always encourage picking up the phone, making a call. If you have any type of instant chat like Skype for Business or something like that, you can chat with the individual person. Typically speaking, we find a lot of our clients are getting requests for wire transfers lately. Larger companies, what these people are doing is they're actually scanning websites, gathering information on who's who in the company, and then they'll mask an email from the owner to, let's say, the CFO or a bookkeeper, and say, hey, I need you to wire X amount of dollars to ABC company. Here's the information, and then we'll talk later about it, and I'll get you a copy of the invoice or something to that effect. And for the most part, especially nowadays, people are really good and they really just want to help. So a lot of the times what they'll do is they'll go ahead and do it, and then after the fact, even as they're doing it, they'll think to themselves, something doesn't seem right, but they do it, and then it's too late. So for the most part, you just want to really just instill in your people, I'm the owner. I'm never going to ask you to wire something to somebody unless I physically speak to you and ask you to do it, and then follow up an email. You also want to, make sure that they're looking at the reply to addresses. Some phishing scams aren't as sophisticated as you would hope or like to see. Sometimes you just simply look in the reply to address and see if the email address is different or something like that. But just really being cognizant of what you're looking at and what you're responding to can make a huge difference overall in your security for your network.
Because one of the things that I've always done in checking emails is, not just looking at the name that comes through, like John Scharfglass, it's an email from John Scharfglass. I look at the actual email address that's coming from. So people can spoof even that email address to look like, the president of the company or something. Is that what you're saying?
Absolutely. The most common thing that they will do is they'll buy domain names that look exactly like the real domain name. So a perfect example, we have a client up in New York who is a closing attorney, and they have to send wiring instructions and things of that sort. So typically what will happen is they'll go ahead and they'll receive that email, or the buyer will receive the email, or someone will receive the email from said company, and the word law, instead of spelled L-A-W, is spelled L-A-V-V at the end of the domain name. And that looks like a W, and if you're not paying attention, you're going to do it. And some of these phishing scams are so sophisticated. They have the company logo, they have the exact font that people are using, the same writing style. Some of them are really, really good. So you just got to be really cognizant of what you're looking at. And most of the time, the communication that you're receiving is bad information.